U.S. citizens shot in March of 2005 by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they just told us about it. His death was not reported at the time. That's why they always are, because they just can't get away with it.
Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. I'm Tom Finan, and I use the pronouns he, him. I'm a member of the worship committee. If you're a visitor or a newcomer, we'd like to extend a special welcome. We're glad to be here together this Sunday, whether in person or online. And if you are new to our congregation, be sure to fill out a community card found in the pews, or if you're online, click on the link in the live stream description. After service, please join us downstairs in Fellowship Hall for coffee and donuts. We welcome families with children. Families with children are invited to connect with the RE committee, and it says and me. You can connect with me too, or Reverend Sabrina, after the service for information about our RE program. If you are attending online, you can connect with each other in the chat. And don't forget that the link for virtual coffee hour can be found in your weekly e-news. We have a few announcements this morning. Next Friday, February 27th, from 5:30 to 7 p.m., the Unfish Fry Cruise serves an all-vegetarian meal open to the public. We need your help to pull off this fundraiser. I can't even say it. Sign up in Fellowship Hall. Join Social Justice Thursday, March 5th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. for a guided tour of Mill Creek Black Metropolis exhibit at the Missouri History Museum. We will meet under the spirit of St. Louis Plain in the Grand Hall of the museum at 5:20 p.m. Families are welcome. Registration is required so we can give them a head count 1 week prior to the event. See the e-news for info. Join us at First U on Tuesday, March 3rd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. for community defense training with MICA, Migrant and Immigrant Community Action Project, to learn about protecting our community and neighbors from ICE, good digital hygiene, protecting your space, and facts about local detention and deportation. Before training, you can participate in the Human Rights Witnessing at 4 p.m. and/or attend a potluck, bring what you'd like to bring, in Fellowship Hall at 5:30 p.m. Next week is the last day for a diaper drive to support families at Southside Early Learning Center. Sizes 4 to 6, pull-ups 3 to 5T, and unscented wipes are needed. Now, please, center yourselves in preparation for worship. Welcome to this religious community where we affirm the worth and dignity of all who enter. We gather in community, understanding we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, identity, and theology. Our values invite us to a shared journey of truth and meaning-making. Together, we foster a spirit of gratitude and generosity so that all may feel welcome and all can thrive. We're glad you're here this morning. Please enjoy our prelude, Peace Like a River, arranged by Garrett Parker, performed by Alan Hoffman.
Thank you, Seamus. I needed that. Good morning. I am the Reverend Kim Mason. I use she, her pronouns, and my teammates call me the Sunday School Slammer. I serve this congregation as lead minister. Our theme for the month is embodying resilience, and today we are going to talk about roller derby. We enter into worship with these words by the Reverend Gretchen Haley. Though you have been warned and given plenty of explanations, reasons to do otherwise, you have persisted. To claim a life of joy and justice, to carve out this time and this space for the renewal of your own heart. Despite all the reasons, the resistance, fighting for your attention, luring you towards fear, you persist. To practice gratitude for this day, for this life, for all that has been given, for this chance to begin again. So let us gather that we might offer one another courage, strength, healing, hope, and the promise to persist in kindness, persevere in compassion, and prevail in a life that is for more than ourselves and is for all. Come, let us worship together. Please rise as you are willing and able and join in our hymn of the month, number 1015, I Know I Can. We will sing 4 verses, and the lyrics have been updated with permission of the author.
Each Sunday after we light the chalice, we sing a response, some original music from congregants, some from other artists, some from our hymnal. Beginning this month, we will sing a different song each Sunday of the month and some songs each month. This is the 4th Sunday, and we're singing Rise Up, O Flame, number 362 in the gray hymnal. We light this chalice in troubled and hopeful times. In the 19th century, Unitarian minister Theodore Parker reminded us that, quote, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." He didn't say it bends easily. He didn't say it bends without cost. He trusted that it bends because we bend it. Today, when healing feels distant, when bodies are tired, when communities are strained, when the work of justice seems fragile, we remember that arc. Healing is not passive. It is the work of conscience. It is the work practiced in ordinary moments. It is love refusing to give up on the human family. This flame is small yet steady. It reminds us that light persists, that truth persists, that compassion persists. May we be among those who bend the arc toward wholeness, toward repair, toward beloved community. In this sacred hour, may we recommit ourselves to the long work of healing.
Good morning. I am the Reverend Sabrina Shpia. My pronouns are they, them, and sometimes I come from the back. And I serve this congregation as the minister of congregational life. Are we all ready to connect? Yes, good. If you're not, it's okay. So in the RE classroom this month, we've been discussing the UU value of transformation. And so at the beginning of the month, we started by building caterpillars and butterflies made out of Legos. Fun, huh? You should visit sometime. And so now we figured it's time to bring you a story about caterpillars and butterflies. And I'm doing this preamble to get both people set up. And that way we can connect embodying resilience, which is the theme for the month, and the value of transformation. And I have a question for you at the end of this. So today I give you a much, much shortened version of the book Hope for the Flowers, which by Trina Paulus. And there's a little blurb that you can't read that says, a tale partly about life, partly about revolution, and lots about hope for adults and others, including caterpillars who can read. Let us begin. Stripe is one of the two caterpillars in the story. He hatches from an egg and begins his life by eating the leaf it was born on. He realizes pretty soon that there must be more to life than just eating the leaf he was born on, and so starts searching for a way to get up high, because his instinct says, you gotta be up high. So he begins to climb and push his way up through the caterpillars, because that's the only way he sees that he can go up high on a pile of other caterpillars. And so Stripe says,
I do all this climbing every day, and yet nobody is telling me what is up there or when it will end. Where are we going?
In the pile, somewhat below Stripe, a yellow caterpillar hears him. This caterpillar feels bad about what must be done to reach the top. You have to literally step on and climb over all the other caterpillars who are also trying to reach the top of the pillar of caterpillars. And so They say,
I was wondering about that too. You know, I'm starting to think that this isn't the life that I wanted. I would be much happier going back to the grass and hanging out with you.
Yes, I would like that too.
but that wasn't it. After a while, Stripe started getting antsy, yeah, and wanted to go back to the pillar. And so Stripe says goodbye to Yellow. They focus, adapts, and drive to reach the top, and eventually they get to the top of the caterpillar pillar.
There is nothing here at all. It only looks good from the bottom.
Suddenly, Stripe and the other caterpillars around him see this brilliant yellow butterfly. Stripe thinks he recognizes them. Could it be? Indeed, that was Yellow, who had followed their instincts and spun a cocoon. They eventually emerged from the cocoon, transformed into a butterfly, and so they went to see Stripe, see if they could find Stripe.
Is this a butterfly? Are you my friend Yellow? What did you do to become a butterfly?
To become a butterfly, you must want to fly so much that you're willing to give up being a caterpillar and be transformed.
Like dying?
Yes and no, because you are still you and still alive, but your life will change. And during that change, you won't recognize yourself.
But why do we change?
It's what we're meant to become, to fly with beautiful wings and to join the earth, drinking only nectar from the flowers and moving the pollen from one flower to another. Without butterflies, the world would soon have few flowers.
It's true then. There is more to life than eating leaves or climbing piles of caterpillars. We can fly. We can become butterflies. There is nothing at the top of the pillar, and it doesn't matter.
And so Stripe climbed down from the pillar, found a small branch, and started weaving the cocoon. And after a while, they too emerged a beautiful butterfly, and Yellow was there waiting for them to fly away together. And before I say the end, I want to ask you a reflection question. You don't have to answer now, but just think about it. The title of the book is Hope for the Flowers. Why would that be? The end. And now, as Alan plays us out, we're just going to go to our classrooms and do stuff.
We can do it a cappella.
What?
Do it a cappella. This looks like 118.
Oh, sorry. We build resilience when we share our sorrows and concerns. We transform into a community when we are vulnerable with one another. Now is the time in our service when we connect with one another by sharing our sorrows and concerns. This week, we grieve with the people of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, in the aftermath of another mass shooting, this time at a school hockey game. Together, we read the names aloud as Tom lights 3 candles, one for each victim and one for the shooter. Rhonda Dorgan, Aiden Dorgan. May their memory be a catalyst for change.
As I read our joys and sorrows in the congregation, you are invited to come forward as I read and drop a stone in the bowl for those things that are holding you down, and blow bubbles as you return to your seat for those things that are lifting you up. This week in our congregation, we send healing thoughts and prayers to Mindy Allen's niece, who is undergoing a heart transplant. And we offer deep love to the family of the transplant donor for the gift of life. We send care and positive energy to Peggy Feinberg, who is recovering at home after a brief hospitalization. And we mourn with member Tom Hunter on the death of his mother, Patricia Ann Hunter, on February 7th. Here in our congregation this morning, we mourn a neighbor who passed away from complications of MRSA. They will be very missed. We send prayers to a son having major surgery tomorrow. We hold dear friends in our hearts after the sudden death of a spouse. We hold with care a student worried about finishing school. We miss a good friend suffering from back and neck pain. And we grieve the death of civil rights veteran Joanne Bland, who survived Bloody Sunday in Selma in 1965 and went on to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge in the march to Montgomery. We hold these concerns with tenderness and compassion. May they be lighter because they are shared. As a community, we also share our joys and celebrations with one another. In our congregation this morning, we are thankful for a healthy choir. The plague has passed. Whoop, whoop. We offer congratulations to a son who got a new job, which offers a family discount at a favorite sandwich shop. We celebrate a daughter's 21st birthday and a new dance class. And we once again are very, very grateful that the choir is getting well. We offer kudos and many thanks to Lynn Hunt and all those who helped with the design and launch of our new church website. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. And we celebrate the February birthday celebrations of 3 family members. We lift up these joys with gladness and celebration. May they be magnified because they are shared. This week, as a nation, we also grieve the death of civil rights icon Jesse Jackson. A man of faith and a political figure, Jackson created the Rainbow Push Coalition to bring economic, social, and political justice to marginalized communities, including Black, Indigenous, and people of color groups, women, and LGBTQ+ people. One of Jackson's most well-known writings is a poem called I Am Somebody, which he famously led on Sesame Street. Mo is going to play the video.
Ready on the stop? Okay. Here we go. I am somebody. I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but I am different language, but I must be respected, protected, never rejected. I am God's child. I am somebody. Give yourself a big hand.
In the spirit of Jesse Jackson, please join me in prayer and mindful attention. Spirit of life and love, holy within and among us, help us to always remember that we are somebody. When we are poor, when we are on welfare, may we always know we are somebody. When we are unhoused, when we are struggling with addiction, may we always know we are somebody. When we are small, when we are young, may we always know we are somebody. When we are ill, when we are old, may we know we are somebody. When we make mistakes, when we fail, may we know we are somebody. When our clothes are different, when we are neurodivergent, may we know we are somebody. When our hair is different, when our face is different, may we know we are somebody. When we are refugees, when we are immigrants, may we know we are somebody. When we are gay, lesbian, bisexual, pan, ace, queer, poly, may we know we are somebody. When we are non-binary, when we are transgender, may we know we are somebody. When we are black or brown or white, may we know we are somebody. May we always be respected. May we always be protected. May we never be rejected. We are children of the universe, whole and holy. May each of us know the truth of the statement. Say it with me. I am somebody. May it be so. Amen. And blessed be.
This morning's reading is a poem from Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. It's called Prevail, an Etymology. Isn't it a weird word, though? Prevail? How could we win before we encounter the challenge? Before what? not like preheat an oven or pre-measure an ingredient. It turns out that pre doesn't mean before in the way we're all used to it. It comes from Middle English pra, which means toward greater strength. That and a quarter will get you a gumball. Let me reassure you. No one knows everything, even though some people wisecrack like they do. You could not know before right now what this moment would call for. Knowing, you move forward toward greater strength. Knowing this very moment, you teach yourself and your communities what and how we shall be more able, not simply to survive the day, but also to take the future back in your own hard-working hands, our communal resistance and possession. You will prevail if you commit. Doing the next thing because it is next. Moving toward greater strength, building the skills it takes to heal the aching world.
The First Unitarian Church of St. Louis strives to be a welcoming congregation, inspiring lives of loving kindness and integrity by nurturing spirituality, say it with me, building community, and advancing justice. One of the ways we do this is by sharing the plate. This morning, all non-pledged donations will go to Arch City Defenders, ACD, a holistic legal advocacy organization that combats the criminalization of poverty and state violence, especially in communities of color. ACD's foundation of civil and criminal legal representation, social services, impact litigation, policy and media advocacy, and community collaboration achieves and inspires justice and equitable outcomes for people throughout the St. Louis region and beyond. This morning's offering will now be received. Okay. Oh,
Well, maybe.
hang on.
I'm sorry.
No.
Get me to my chair.
It's okay. Will you take a breath with me? Two weeks ago, this choir was down for the count. We literally didn't have any music. They were all sick, all of them. I am so grateful for the ministry of music in this congregation, for their gifts, for your gifts this morning and every day. Thank you. There is a story I tell about attending my first roller derby bout. I fell in love. The speed, the agility, the skill on skates, the women with their clever nicknames and their fearless athleticism. I joked later on social media, what would my derby name be if I were a roller girl? Then a colleague sent me a message. Are you thinking of trying out? You should do it. You'll make the best friends.
Roller derby is almost like a race and chess at the same time.
Adrenaline, pure endorphins and adrenaline.
It's very physical, it's full contact.
Sneaking around that, oh!
People run into each other on purpose. I'd put it closer to wrestling than I would even to football.
Barbie is right on homie still.
It's a historically counterculture sport.
Travel around the world, live, eat, breathe, roller derby.
Like Fight Club, basically, but like super chill.
The last time you saw skaters flying around an oval track on TV, it probably looked more like this. That's Erin Jackson, the fastest American woman on ice. And when she's not busy winning Olympic gold medals, she's doing something else.
I skate for a roller derby team out of Jacksonville, Florida.
You see, there's not a whole lot of ice in Florida, but Jackson's been on roller skates since she was a kid.
Sharon Jackson bursting through.
There she is in the live stream of the 2015 Roller Derby Championships.
Sharon Jackson plunges into the pack one more time.
Looking as unstoppable then as she is today.
It's really the only team sport I've done, so it's kind of a totally different experience for me, and it's just really amazing. Just like the community and just the social aspect of it all is really cool.
These people are so nice.
They're really nice people who hit each other.
Yeah, and it's great, yeah, because they'll be like, wow, that was a great hit, you really knocked me out.
It is a full contact sport, but it wasn't always that way. Roller derby dates back to the 1930s and began as more of an endurance race. Its inventor, Leo Seltzer, was in the movie business, and he started adding things to make it more fun for the audience, like teams, scores, and eventually storylines.
This person's gonna throw a punch and this person's gonna dodge and it's gonna be amazing and everyone's gonna cheer. Like there was totally a period of time where roller derby was that.
There were lots of attempts to get the sport back on its feet, but in the early 2000s, the one that finally worked was different.
It was kind of reclaimed by a group of folks in Texas. And they said, hey, we could actually make this into a sport where it's truly an athletic competition, where it's not a predetermined outcome, where there's no choreography.
It was grassroots, and it was all women. Some went on to start leagues that skate on a banked track and inspired the 2009 movie Whip It.
Give it up for the undefeated Holy Rollers!
But others wanted to re-envision the sport for a flat track.
We want it to be able to be played more inclusively in more places. Tennis courts, gymnasiums, basketball courts.
All it takes is some rope and some tape to lay down a track just about anywhere.
Go, hustle, hustle.
Regardless of what track you play on, the basic rules are the same. Each team has 4 blockers and a jammer. The jammers wear those stars on their helmets and line up behind the pack. In a classic scene from Whip It, Coach Razor explains it from there.
First whistle blows and the pack takes off. Then a second whistle blows and the jammers take off.
Some of us faster than others.
Once the jammer breaks through the pack, she hauls ass around the track a second time and tries to score. For every player on the opposing team the jammer passes, she gets a point.
The DIY energy of a sport that's still evolving. Nothing down the center of the back, nothing above the neck.
Enforcing those rules, more than half a dozen referees, including one with the nickname Danger Muffin.
This is a very physical sport.
People run into each other on purpose, and there's legal ways to do that and illegal ways to do it, but it sure is physical.
Just like in hockey, get caught breaking the rules and you'll go to the penalty box.
Oh, bully being sent to the box.
But to those with the stomach for it,
You'll fall, a lot of falling, a lot of falling.
it's pure exhilaration.
Adrenaline, pure endorphins and adrenaline. And it's like the best, most welcoming environment I've ever been in.
It can even be a place to reinvent your identity.
Most people pick derby names, so it's kind of like an alter ego.
Number 221, Sherlock Holmes.
Some of my teammates, I don't even know their real name because we just call each other our derby names.
With those chosen names, they become family. Through the hits and falls and occasional trips to the hospital.
I've had support like no other. One of my derby sisters sang to me and serenaded me in bed while I had stitches in my leg.
Inseparable sisters in a sport where men are the minority.
When you think about how people talk about sports, you're talking about basketball or women's basketball. If someone says roller derby, they're talking about not men's roller derby, and I think that's really special too.
And the term not men is intentional. At a time when trans and non-binary athletes are the subject of debate in some women's sports, there's no debate here.
We're welcoming you. We want you to come be part of this with us.
Gemma Ray! Oh, solid hit!
I didn't feel that closeness in high school or any type of schooling, so when I found it with these women, it was instantaneous.
What has derby taught you about life?
That anything can come to you at any given moment as a surprise or as a hit, so always stay on your toes.
The story I don't tell much is that when I started playing roller derby, I didn't know how to skate. I looked like those people at the roller rink who haven't been since they were 12, and they're like doing this thing, right? And you're worried that something's gonna break. Yeah. It kind of made sense then that people questioned whether I should be playing roller derby. And not only did they doubt my ability, they wondered whether it was appropriate. Like the congregant who said, "I didn't know you were that kind of girl." What kind of girl is that? Or the friend who worried about the wisdom of my decision, saying, "You're so small, I'm afraid you're gonna get hurt." Nevertheless, a dream was born to become the Sunday school slammer. Here's the thing. There are no guarantees in life. Like you heard in the video, anything can come at you at any given moment as a hit or as a surprise. You could get hurt tomorrow simply walking in from the parking lot. We take risks every day, some more dangerous than others. I mean, we choose to drive in St. Louis, right? But we've either done the mental math to see that the risk is worth it, or believe that the risk is the best or only option. Unitarian Universalist and social ethicist Sharon Welch, in her book, A Feminist Ethic of Risk, lays out a model of philosophy of risk. She says, quote, "The ethic of risk is characterized by 3 elements, each of which is essential in the face of overwhelming odds. A redefinition of responsible action, grounding in community, and strategic risk-taking. Playing a full contact sport on roller skates may feel too risky to you. However, most of us at some point in our lives have taken a risk that seemed impossible or foolish. Maybe it was learning to play a musical instrument as an adult. Maybe it was running for political office. Maybe it was quitting your job to change career paths. Your friends and family may have questioned the wisdom of your decision. They may have worried about the time or the expense, or both. This new challenge probably came with frustrations and doubt, yet you stuck with it. Something in you saw a possibility and went for it, felt that the risk was worth it. I'm reminded of Senator Elizabeth Warren, who stood on the floor of the U.S. Senate in February of 2018 and attempted to read the statements of Coretta Scott King against then Senator Jeff Sessions, nominee for Attorney General. She was told she could not read King's letter because it impugned the character of another senator, but did so anyway, prompting a formal rebuke by the Senate and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, prompting this infamous quote, "She was warned. She was given an explanation. Nevertheless, she persisted." Continuing to read King's letter on the Senate floor, Warren risked her political career, a risk she was willing to take because she felt strongly that what King had to say was relevant to the debate on who would be the nation's next Attorney General. Playing roller derby didn't damage my career, at least not yet, but it was a risk. My early years in roller derby were hard. Never mind the sore muscles and the long hours of practice, the chance of injury is real. So one of the first things you have to learn to do is fall. This is strategic risk-taking and responsible action. I meet new skaters all the time that are afraid of falling. It's inevitable. You're going to fall. There is not a derby skater anywhere in the world who has not fallen. Someone will hit you and you'll fall. You'll run into someone and you'll fall. You'll be looking at what's happening on the other side of the track and trip over your own feet and fall. Your job is to learn how to do it safely and get back up quickly. Being strategic and responsible is a way to manage risk, which builds resiliency. Resiliency is the ability to recover and adapt. It is taking a hit and getting back up. We used to run drills set to the song Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. Y'all remember this song? I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. We would throw ourselves to the ground each time the lyric I get knocked down came up and then pop back up again, faster and faster. It is the most exhausting 3.5 minutes of your life. They say I get knocked down a lot. This song came back up again this week as the world watched the Swedish women's cross-country skiing relay. Conditions in Milan at the Winter Olympics were slushy last weekend, and on the second leg of the race, skier Ebba, where's her name again? There we go. Ebba Andersson fell. She got up and kept on skiing. Other teams passed her. Then she fell again. More teams passed her. Then she fell a third time. This time, tumbling head over heels, literally, and losing a ski. 7 other teams passed her. She then got up and proceeded to half ski, half hop along the route until she could get to the support crew, who sent out a technician with a new ski. As he runs to meet Anderson, he too falls face first into the snow. But he pops back up, gets to Anderson, she puts on the new ski, and off she goes. The Swedes, who were slated for gold, were then in 8th place. The team skated pedal to the metal as fast as they could and came in second and won the silver medal. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. In A Feminist Ethic of Risk, Welch talks about both risk and persistence. Welch uses examples from civil rights history to talk about the role risk plays in creating change. For people of color in the United States, to take a risk was the option, the only option, because not to risk was to give up, to die, in spirit and quite often in reality. The odds were overwhelming and the system was stacked against them, but strategic risk-taking and redefining success fosters resilience. Civil rights leaders organizing in the 1950s and 60s knew they would be confronted with hatred and violence. Before engaging in actions such as integrating lunch counters, they would practice. They would have volunteers undergo the taunting and physical aggression they were likely to experience so that they both knew what to expect and knew how to respond, how to be resilient and resist. Resilience is the interaction of risk with preparation. When you are equipped for what you will encounter, you not only survive, but recover, able to get back up and engage again, to strap on a new ski and keep going, to persist. In Derby, as well as practicing skills and building endurance, we would engage in gameplay scenarios and full scrimmages, preparing ourselves for what to expect, identifying our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, and what we needed to continue working on. Newsflash, I have a smaller build, and I spent several years as a jammer, the skater whose job it is to score points. I often, usually, played against skaters who were larger than me. And second newsflash, physics exists. Sometimes I could not move people bigger than me. I have been accused of being fearless, but the reality is that each time I went on the track, I was choosing to take a risk because the other choice was to give up, to forfeit. Scrimmage and gameplay scenarios readied me, strengthened my gameplay. It made me resilient and adaptable when going up against skaters larger than me. The companion to risk in A Feminist Ethic of Risk is persistence. Because it's not enough to take that risk just once. We persist because we are given the choice each day to risk or to give up, to fail. Making that choice can be scary. We could fail even if we take the risk. I wasn't always successful at Derby, especially in the beginning. I failed my first skills test. I failed my first and second speed test. So I sought help. I went to extra practices. I watched what other skaters did. I kept going, and I kept trying, and I kept risking, and eventually it paid off. It paid off the first time I was rostered for a bout. It paid off when I won MVP Jammer one time, just once. It paid off when I made the All-Star team. And it paid off every time my team succeeded at its goal, which wasn't always winning. Sometimes the goal was just to lose by a smaller margin than anticipated. Truth, this is truth. But the opposite of risk isn't safety, it's despair. It's the moment when you lose the vision, when you think, what's the use? Welch calls this cultured despair. It's that combination of fatigue and lack of resiliency that leaves you numb to the injustices that cross your TV and social media feed. It's falling and not getting back up. Cultured despair is a particular affliction of middle-class white folks, of which I am one. And it happens when we fail to achieve immediate success at our goal. We see the extent and the complexity of many forms of injustice, but having failed to effect the change we hoped for, we feel we are unable to act and give up, protected by the cushion of privilege. Welch writes, quote, "It is easier to give up on long-term social change when one is comfortable in the present." The antidote to cultured despair is persistence. We learn from our failures and try again. We celebrate our small successes and build on them. We learn that sometimes success is losing by a smaller margin than predicted. I remember each time I failed my speed test. I could have packed up my skates and gone home. And in that moment, I thought about it. I wondered if I would ever succeed. But each time I was a few seconds faster. I was getting closer, and I was making progress. I kept at it because I saw a future for myself that I wanted to make real. I kept at it until the day I did pass and officially became a roller girl. It is so easy to focus on the ways and places we fail. We live in a culture based on models of exceptionalism and perfectionism where anything less than total success is a failure. But y'all, that is white supremacist nonsense. Lasting change is incremental. It looks like policy reform in one state and one state and one more state and one more state until it's all states. It looks like affirming reproductive choice in Missouri on the ballot and then fighting each individual freaking trap law in the state, in court, until we have reproductive choice in fact as well as law. It takes a vision of change and a spirit of perseverance. It takes one more thing as well. It takes collaboration. In a feminist ethic of risk, Welch calls this solidarity and difference. In roller derby, we call it teamwork and inclusivity. The worst moment in derby isn't when you fall. It's when you find yourself alone on the track. One skater all alone against the other team, no matter how good she is, no matter how good they are, isn't going to be effective. You need your teammates. Your teammates not only stop the other team's jammer, she's the one scoring points, but they also help their own jammer score points. We're playing offense and defense at the same time. Whatever your position on the track, you look for your teammates because they can help you. You work together. One of the things I love most about roller derby is that there is room for everyone. You can be successful whether your body is tall or short, big or small, cis female, trans female, or non-binary, quick and agile, or slow and hard to move. It spans age, education, and economic status. Roller derby is entirely volunteer organized, and everyone from coaches to referees to non-skating officials plays a critical role. One thing unites us all: love of derby. Another story that has come out of this Olympics is from 2022. I didn't find out about it until 2026, and now you will too. In 2022, Erin Jackson had only been ice skating for 4 years. She slipped and fell in the 500-meter qualifier at the U.S. Speed Skating Trials, and thus wasn't slated to skate the race at the Olympics. Her teammate, Brittany Bowe, gave up her spot so that Jackson could skate the 500-meter race at the Beijing Olympics. Jackson went on to win, becoming the first Black woman to win a gold medal in the Winter Olympics ever. Ever. That is what solidarity looks like. And don't worry, Bowe still had a great Olympics too. That's where she met Hillary Knight. Y'all know who Hillary Knight is, right? No, you don't. She is the captain of Team USA women's hockey team. And she dropped down on one knee last week in Milan, and Brittany said yes. Comfort makes risk optional for many, but solidarity understands that our liberation is bound up together, that none of us are free until all of us are free. Thus, an ethic of risk is by nature an ethic of liberation. When I think about what it means to work for change, the thing I remember is teamwork. We're all in this together. We need to be a rainbow coalition. All of us need all of us to survive. All of us need all of us to push beyond comfort, to assess what risks we can take, and then act. A successful team has people from diverse backgrounds, identities, and experiences, each bringing different skills and all committed to working together. Because with risk, we are always more likely to succeed when there's someone who's got our back. That's your team. That's every skater that told me I'd get it next time and offered to meet me on the weekend and work on a new skill. It's then Senator Kamala Harris and Sheldon Whitehouse, after Warren's expulsion from the Senate, attempting to get Coretta Scott King's letter into the Senate record so that Warren could return to the floor of the Senate and vote. And it's each and every one of you when you show up, speak out, and act for change. The aims of the ethic of risk may appear modest, writes Welch, yet it offers the potential of sustained resistance against overwhelming odds. The aim is simple. Given that we cannot guarantee an end to racism nor the prevention of all war, we can prevent our own capitulation to structural evil. We can participate in a long heritage of resistance, standing with those who have worked for change in the past. We can also take risks, trying to create the conditions that will evoke and sustain further resistance. She wrote that in the 90s. Friends, we are living at a time when the stakes are very high. But our faith as Unitarian Universalists grounds us. It points us in the right direction. It keeps love at the center. Now is the time to take risks and resist. This is your team. We need everyone. Working together, we practice, we fail, and we try again. There is a Japanese proverb that says, fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. Administrations like this one will knock us down. Hate and fear and inequality and illness and the daily injustices of life knock us down. Yet each time we get back up, we persist. We resist messages of division and dehumanization. We show up for our neighbors and we take care of each other. We persist. Here in Missouri, we fight year after year against attacks on democracy, defunding of public schools, and guttings of the social service network. We advocate, we submit testimony, we drive to Jefferson City. Year after year, we persist. When they ban gender-affirming care and reproductive choice, we resist and we persist. When they gerrymander our state, we persist. When they pass racist election laws, we persist. When they take away paid sick leave, we persist. When they deport our neighbors, we persist. When they shoot citizens in the street, we persist. We raise our voice, we give our word. The time is now. Silence is past. We stand our ground, we do not bend, we make our sound. We are 100, 1,000, 1 million voices. They'll warn us. They'll say, we didn't know you were that kind of church. But let the record show that nevertheless, we persist. Our closing song. Our closing song is number 168, One More Step, a metaphor for staying in the struggle and doing that one more thing. Please rise as you are willing and able. closing words come from the Reverend Dr. Rebecca Savage. We have embraced the greater truth of our resilience, one that is terrifying to systems that would keep us isolated, afraid, and angry. For when we come together, we remember who we are and whose we are. We are a living tradition of people who love fiercely, serve mightily, and join humbly with the Spirit of life. May we depart as beloveds, held together in spiritual community. Wherever we are, wherever we go, nevertheless, we persist. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace. Please enjoy the postlude, and as your final act of neighbor, turn and greet your neighbor. Wait, worship. I said neighbor twice, didn't I? Final act of worship, turn and greet your neighbor.